saw the move. Either not and she got in groove. You should see that woman there in the ring. But she start to do she thing. Hausa Wele, Hausa Wele, Hausa Wele, Hausa Wele, Hausa Wele, Hausa Wele. I jump up. Do your thing. Ayo Viola, Viola, yo Viola. Ayo Viola, Viola, yo Viola. Ayo Viola. Good Lord, it's time now that I should leave. This whole experience had me intrigued. I can't believe the act that I come to see. This little island have a rich history. Sugar Adams once ruled the show. You but and Django follow. Right now it's Flurry, Jack and Loxin. But these men rule the ring. Temeho, Temeho. I said I wanna never see Temeho. I Temeho. Do you think I Jama? Temeho, Temeho. I said I wanna never see Temeho. I Temeho. Ayo Viola, Viola, yo Viola. Ayo Viola, Viola, yo Viola. Ayo Viola. Hele madame, hele madame, hele madame, hele madame, madame, hele madame, madame, hele madame. Anancio, 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 Anancio. Hele madame, hele madame, hele madame, hele madame, madame, hele madame, madame, hele madame. Anancio, 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 Anancio. How I marveled at the culture of this beautiful island. How we fight so hard to save those traditions. It is amazing how throughout the years the culture has evolved. And today we see most kayaks are involved. From the building of a tomb to the gathering from a room, you hear the sweet sound of the drums and the songs that go on. Anancio, Anancio, sorry baba. Anancio, sorry baba. Anancio, sorry baba. Anancio, Anancio, sorry baba. Anancio, sorry baba. Anancio, sorry baba. Our ancestors are the ones who ride the waves and brave the storm. Yes, they came from far as captives, Africans. They toil and they struggle hard to pass the culture on, and it fell within the grasp of noble hands. Sugar Adams and Hensky, Puffalong and Prince Lawrence. See them again, Free and Lucian. These names have to live on. Anancio, Anancio, sorry baba. Anancio, sorry baba. Anancio, sorry baba. Anancio, Anancio. sorry Baba. Anansi, oh sorry Baba. Anansi, oh sorry Baba. It is a thrill to see the skills of the dancers as they perform when they dance to the beat of chromanti songs. The frills, the glare, the glamour, and the move that they portray spark an undivided interest all the way. With new dancers like Jella, LV, and Patricia, as soon as they enter in the ring, the whole crowd just start to sing and take a show. Taule, taule, 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 and take a show. Can someone help me? Please help me unfold. What in the drums that has captivated the soul? Is it a ritual that speaks to one and all? It gets you off your feet and dance to the beat. When they play a song to open the ring, the whole of the crowd just start to sing. Ibole ole, boyo, ibole ole, ibole ole, boyo, ibole ole. Ibole ole, woyo, ibole ole. Still wondering what is happening. Oh, I just find myself dancing in the ring. I just can't control my emotion. Like the music driving me into convulsion. When the drummer got to play this song, I tell myself that is my nation. I am a Ibolele. I am a Ibo dancer. I am a Ibolele. I am a Ibo dancer. I am a Ibolele. I am a Ibo dancer.
And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'll be with you up until the 10 o'clock hour.
Still in question is my reaction.
And indeed, this is Talking Points,
Illusion.
your program. This is not my program, it is your program.
What causing it? Captivate your soul with a beat that sounds so sweet. When the
You realize we're playing some Carriacou music today. Yeah, we had to talk a bit about Carriacou tonight.
with me, oh,
Quite a bit about Carriacou tonight.
my own native land,
But there's some other things I wanted to mention beforehand.
my own native land,
And then we'll get into Carriacou.
in my own native land, in my own native land, in my own native,
Yeah, in my own native land, you know. Yeah, in my own native land.
in my own native land.
And a gentle reminder for those of you making donations, you have the Go to Fet app. You also have the now you have the PayPal option as well. Yes, we're testing out the PayPal.
Let's now honor and pay tribute to a big Jamaicans. Sugarman, Ensgate, Prince Lawrence, Winston Flay, Jack, Django and Luxon, Lucien Duncan, C.D. McGilvery, May Fortune, and all those who have contributed to the survival of Big Drum on this beautiful island.
and just before we go into tonight's program, because of the amount of stuff we have to deal with tonight, yeah, we ain't gonna be sticking too much tonight. So before we go into tonight's program, just a reminder of the following. Yeah, let me just, every time I put this on, I always put on the volume a little too loud. So let me make sure I have the volume in the right place there. Nice, beautiful.
Ready to level up your workout game. Drop me on the trainer. Lincoln the Goods Jones from Electric.
Well, no matter what I do, it seems as though I gain this thing high. Let me see. All right, okay. We will try you from here. Nice. So let's take it again, Nice. Yeah, let me take that from the top again. Let's try once again. And I saying it, and I had it there. And let's try again.
Up your workout game with following partners. Join me on the trainer, Lincoln the Goose Jones, for an electrifying fitness experience that includes aerobics, exercise, weight training, strength training, and much more. Join the fitness revolution at the Tag Team Netball Court and the Old Trafford Playfield every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Unleash your inner strength and groove to the beats of DJ Killer Sound while you sweat it out. Affordable pricing, just $65 per month or $30 per class. For more information, call 410-3711. Don't miss out on this chance to transform your fitness routine. Level up today with Follow Me Fitness.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of standout brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500, and our starter pack includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visually, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at Chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
For more information, contact WeNoiseTV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at WeNoiseTV@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. WeNoise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at WeNoiseTV@gmail.com.
Yes, indeed, folks. So, yeah, as I said, we've got quite a lot of things to speak about tonight. There's one person I promised. They did call me just before the program, but I was dealing with another issue. I will call you at the end of tonight's program. I have not forgotten you, but I was sorting out one or two other things. So I know that you're listening, so just letting you know that we have not forgotten you. And first things first, let me just say a special good night to all of you listening, wherever you are listening to tonight's program, whether you're in the US or you're in Canada, whether you are North Carolina, my people out there, and Texas. Yeah, man, they're heavy in Texas. We say a special good night to you. The truck drivers out there in Texas, heading across Texas or from state to state, who are listening to Talking Points and actually talking with each other about what is being discussed on Talking Points on a nightly basis. We say a special good night to all of you brothers. I don't know if it has sisters involved in it, but brothers, we say a special good night to all of you. And indeed, all of the listeners out there in Florida, all of you in New York, all of you in Maryland, wherever you are in the U.S., we say a special good night to each and every one of you. I know quite a few are up there in like Atlanta and so on. We say good night to you all as well. MF, good night to you, my dear. And let me send out a special good night to two individuals in particular. Yeah, because I know when I call on them, they just always be there. Yeah, so let me say a special good night. Not that others do not do the same thing, but just calling out these two especially for today. Mr. Alban Harris, good night to you. And also to you, Mr. Watts, and the lovely Mrs. Watts. Good night to both of you. All right. Yes, indeed. Folks, let's get into it tonight. First things first, huh? First things first. The addendum to the voters list came out yesterday. So the addendum, and let me repeat what the addendum is for those who may not understand when we say addendum, what you mean. The addendum is the list of people who were registered, who just registered then, the new people on the list, between the 1st of January and the 31st of March. So all the people who were registered in that period, all of those people have now been placed on the voters list, and it has been made public. It is being made public for us to look through the list and make sure who has to be on the list is on the list, or who should not be on the list, that we identify them so that they come off the list. Yeah? You don't want a situation like, for instance, you're going through the list for Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and you find 20, 30, or 40 names of people who actually reside in Union Island or Canouan, but they are registered in Carriacou to vote. Yeah, you don't want a situation like that. So you have to check the voters list. The same thing if you're in St. George, let's say the town of St. George, you don't want to realize that there are 50 people who really and truly should be registered in St. John and St. Patrick and St. Mark, but have found themselves by some strange magic onto the list in the town of St. George. No, that needs to be dealt with. You need to identify those people, and you need to make sure that those people come off the list. Right? As we say that, they have said that the list is coming out. That's what they put out. And we will have a clear 7 days for inspection of the list. I continue to say that the 7 days ought not to include public holidays and weekends. That's my view in relation to it, and I'm sticking to it. That weekends, because you cannot report names on a Saturday. You cannot report names on a Sunday, nor can you report the names on a public holiday. So those days need to be excluded from the days that you have to be able to report the list. Only working days should be counted in my view. So you need to check only the days when people can actually go to the office and say, I'm making a declaration that this person, that person, and that person should not be on the list. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you had a situation in Carriacou yesterday where the office itself was closed. Yeah, it was open for the morning period and then it was closed for the afternoon period. Let me say this. There is no situation, none, zero, no situation where that is right. There is no situation where we can simply say, well, okay, they had something very important to do and they went to do that and so on. No. You could do something very important on Tuesday gone, on Monday gone. You can do something very important after the 7-day period has expired. But you cannot close the office and deny people the opportunity, especially when you have the situation and circumstances surrounding the Carriacou electoral office. And some folks may get upset when I speak about it, but I know what I'm seeing. And that is why I continue to speak about it. That I know what I'm seeing. That the final list that will appear for election, you're going to suddenly see a set of people on it that you don't have enough time to track down. And then you're going to realize office closed and all kind of nonsense because they're already getting you into that mood. So that you might think that you have 7 days and only realize that you might have 2 days or 4 days. So we have to cut that out from now. Make them know that no, that cannot happen from now. And then on top of that, we have to be very vigilant with the list itself. But you cannot. Last time, what did they do? They closed all the offices and denied you 1 working day after they already added 2 weekend days as days for you to view the list. In this instance now, they have taken away half a day from you to be able to view the list. Yeah? That's what they have done. And don't take my word for it. Yeah, this is the sign that was up on the door there in Carriacou yesterday. Yeah, this is the sign that was up on the door in Carriacou yesterday. So the Parliamentary Electoral Office wished to inform the public that the internet service at the office is currently not working. Due to this, we can't do any registration for cards until further notice. Sorry for the inconvenience. And I'll get to an aspect of that in a short while. And then you have here, the Parliamentary Elections Office would be closed half day today, the 15th of April 2026. So the first day, when the list comes out, and you have the constitutional and legal right to come in to say these 10 people, these 5 people, these 15 people, or that 1 person should not be on the list, they close the office early and go on their way. That should not be happening. I'm sure there are more than 1 staff attached. Why does the office need to be closed? Something is not sitting right with me with what is taking place there. The other thing, the fact that they're saying that the internet is a problem, and you're having an internet problem for over a month, and now you have the same excuse being used for St. Mark and one of the electoral offices in St. David. There are 2 in St. David. For the Pedmata office, I believe it is. That's the excuse being used there. Not that the equipment is not working. Not that the software is not working, that the internet is not working. That is unacceptable. Because it is pretty easy to call, whether your service provider is Flow or Digicel, to call them and tell them to come and fix whatever. All you need to know who to call in Flow. If it's Flow, is all you having a problem, all you want me to put you on to somebody in Flow to call. How could you have such an important office? And don't tell me that is something with the internet in the area. Because in each of the instances, the places around the electoral office, the internet working fine. It working perfectly. In all the areas around. But for some reason, just the electoral offices themselves, the internet not working in. Tell me if something is not wrong with that. Tell me if that sits right with you. Let me know if you are okay that for weeks you're hearing you have an internet problem. If your router is a problem, call Flow, call Digicel, let them come and change your router. If the line coming in is the problem, call them. Within 48 hours, they would send out somebody to come and sort it out. What is the true issue here? Or is there a true issue? Should we be trustworthy of an electoral system where you have this sort of nonsense taking place? So imagine in the case of Carriacou, someone that may have to leave Petit Martinique to come down to Carriacou to register and get down there only to be told, well, not down there, across there, because this person has to take a boat to go across to Carriacou, and then when they get to Carriacou, they have to take a bus or some form of transportation from where they are in Carriacou down to the electoral office in Hillsborough. So whether they're down in Dover, wherever it is there, they have to take the boat the bus now and go up to go and register. So imagine how much they are spending to register. Imagine how much they are spending. And I know Flo. And I know Flo would not play around with something like that. So there is something suspicious taking place there. If you all want to accept it, that is up to you. Me, Sheldon, are not accepting it. It is not acceptable that a registration office, and if we look at it, we can say within a year, but we know that we're within weeks to months of a general election, that registration offices cannot perform the function for which they are put in place. We ought to be concerned. Because you are hearing, during the 50th anniversary of independence celebrations, you heard that many people were invited to come down to Grenada for the independence celebrations, and through various mechanisms, public and private, flights were found for these people to come down to Grenada, and they were told, make sure that you register when you get down. And many of these people came down and they got registered. And you're hearing of other times, whether it's Christmas or Carnival, that the same mechanism is being used. We will help you with your flight to come down. You could pay a flight to go back up. And these people are getting registered. And now, when other people, the people who have turned 18 now in Carriacou, they are being denied their constitutional right. Let me repeat. They are being denied their constitutional right to be registered. There's no excusing this. There's no excuse for it. There is no way the internet can be down since the month of March. We halfway in April. And then, when the list of who you were able to register for the month of January, February, and March, and me even know if you was able to register in February, but March, April, whenever you were able to register, for the period of time that you have registered, people who come in yesterday, they might have looked at the list yesterday morning and they see, okay, no, these people shouldn't be here. And they were coming in to make their thing, and you closed the office for half of the day yesterday. And they can't legally leave the office open for additional half day, you know, and say, well, we're making up for the half day that we didn't give it. That would not be legal. So what they are doing there, in my mind, is trying to deny us the opportunity to make our queries, our concerns, and our complaints regarding the list. That is my view. And you notice I keep saying my view in relation to this. That is my view. And as such, the issue has to be addressed. Yeah? Again, yesterday, this is the sign. You go to the office yesterday, you probably see the list. And you go to the office yesterday to say, well, okay, let me go and report these 5 people here. It's not people living in my area. These people shouldn't be on the list. And the office closed in the afternoon. It's no sorry for the inconvenience with that. Remember, we have seen the electoral registration officer in Carriacou openly involved in political activity. I never hear of that before. Never. No country. None. I've been involved in elections in various countries throughout the region. I've even been involved at local government and different elections in the UK and the US. I've never seen anything like this. I don't usually talk and say all the things I've done, but I've never seen anything like this. That you have people who have openly been involved in politics. They're out there. They're putting on t-shirts and branding themselves, and they're going out to activities. And they're in charge of our process. And then, when the important time comes for you to go and make your note and say, well, okay, these people shouldn't be on the list, that's what you're greeted at by them. Or when you bring your son or your daughter to register, that's what you're greeted with by them. There is no excuse. I'll repeat again. There is no excuse for registration systems to be down this long due to an internet problem. None. That's my view in relation to it. Yes, indeed, folks. So, folks, on to another issue. Just remember to continue to check that list check the list. The mere fact that all of this taking place mean it as something they don't want you to be able to report. So go through it with a fine-tooth comb. Go through it with a microscope. Go through it with an electron microscope. Go through it thoroughly. Make sure that you can identify each and every voter on that list. Something strange going on. Elections must not just be fair. They must be seen to be free and fair. Yeah, just like the law. Elections must be seen to be free and fair. Nobody must, after you win an election and elections done, people feel, okay, somebody thief, somebody scam, some kind of crookedness or fraud take place. No. People must be confident and comfortable in the electoral system. When they're going into it and after the entire process has been finished, they need to be comfortable with it. Yeah? That is what needs to take place, folks. And on to another issue quickly, because I realize, hey, the first half hour gone already. Yeah? The latest in the situation with the road enclosure. What the road enclosure looking? Yeah, that's the road enclosure. Yeah, that's the road enclosure. That's up enclosure there. That's the situation with the road enclosure still. Right? Yeah. As you can see, nothing taking place up there right now. Except that the potholes are forming. You see what's going on down here. And so you see the potholes forming. They have not yet gone back and restarted any work down there. They said they've done new plans and so on for a new scope of work for there. But we know what can happen when the rainy season starts again and the underlying water in different areas, because it's not just a busted main, there's traditional underlying water there. What can happen when that starts going again? Yeah? So when we get into the rainy season, which we're just 2 months away from, yeah, when we get heavily into the rainy season, we see that there is a serious danger for what can be taking place there. There's a present situation with closure. Let's find we stop talk about closure. Closure people is people too. You can't treat them how you want. Closure people is people too. And we recently heard the Prime Minister speaking on the closure issue. What did he had to say on the closure issue recently, boy? Let me hear what he had to say on closure recently.
The closure retaining wall and road project. This project commenced in June of 2025, and again it has been significantly delayed due to unforeseen ground conditions on site. As you may be aware, a major water issue developed on the site, and it led to a spectacular collapse of the road itself and the surrounding area, not just the road, but a large portion of the entire closure area, including where a house was located. So naturally, we had to stop the work and we had to redesign. We are in the final stages of having those designs completed. We were awaiting a topographical survey from a surveyor to be used as part of the designs. That has now...
And folks, remember, he's saying that the work was stopped. They continued working there after the thing finished, continued to build those structures that you're seeing at the side and all of that. They continued doing all of that even after, without the topographical study and all of these things being done. Now they do it. And they may very well find that all this stuff that I just showed you that they did do, they may have to break all of that down.
We expect the design works to be completed shortly. That project...
So again, the design works are not even completed. So you know the rainy season is coming to meet that project in the same state. And it may end up staying that way until the next dry season.
Which was mostly what it was designed to have put in place, was budgeted at $171.01. However, due to the significant changes to the scope of the works caused by the collapsing of the road and the surrounding land, the revised estimate for the entire project is now $1.3 million plus dollars. And that includes additional retaining walls, storm drains, and the realignment of the roadway. We are hoping that we can commence the work by the middle of February and that we can complete it in May of 2026.
So all of that look like that completed in May of 2026? That road looked like it completed in May 2020. Let me ask you all again. That road that I showed you all just now, that looked like it completed in May 2026. You heard all that he said they had to do storm drains, retaining walls, realignment of the road. That looked like it completing in next month. In other words, we already in the 15th of April and they have nobody. Again, they have nobody up there working on anything. A project that they said going to be completed in May. So this road, they are going to dig down, put in the retaining walls, realign this road, pave the road properly, everything. They're going to have to deal with these water pipes and all of that again. So they're going to do all of that by next month, isn't it? In the next 2 weeks, they're going to do that project. Yeah, right. If all you believe that, I have a bridge to Carriacou to sell to all you. Our shares selling in a bridge. All you want to buy shares now, our shares in a bridge that are built to send to Carriacou. Yeah, between Grenada and Carriacou. Yeah. So, yeah, hit me up. Our shares to sell. So this is supposed to be completed by when? May 2026. Yet still, not a workman, not a piece of machinery, nothing on the site up there in St. John. Nothing. And by the end of May, there goes the dry season. So you're going to have people working in mud and slush and rainy conditions in an area that water is one of the problems. Brilliant, aren't they? Yeah? Brilliant. Good night to you, Mr. Handsome. Camille Teresa Scott. Mr. Handsome and his mommy says, thank you so very much for the assistance that you have given them with the Pampers and so on. They want to thank you so very much for that. All right, Miss Camille Teresa Scott, they send the message, are delivering the message, I get it. All right, yes. Yeah, folks, so that's the situation with Cloget. And I thought it important to let you all know what was going on with Cloget there. Because it seems as though, kind of like we leaving it, we don't want to talk about it. And so, no, we're talking about it. But you have to know what is taking place with Cloget. Also, I want to warn you all to be very careful. There's this message going around. If this comes into your mobile device, please do not click on it. Yeah, please do not click on that message if you see it coming to your phone. It's people trying to hack you. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon Scott.
Camille Teresa Scott, how you doing?
I hear you called me out. I was in a little sleep there,
Nah, you had to wake up.
All right, well, I get up there now.
The people say
Good
thank
night,
you.
Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Matnik, all who listening. Good night, sir.
Yeah, the people have said thank you for the Pampers. For Mr.
All right,
Mr.
but
Handsome.
they didn't have to say what it is I give them. All they so just say thanks. Everybody have to know what I give them. Are you won't get again? Just say thanks. And good night to Mr. Chinese man, the Chinese man that I give the thing to go with. Anyhow, Shalon, when you showing that road there, that when my son was passing, to go where he's staying, and I was ball, I prayed. That road they bad,
Yeah, the road ain't good.
Yeah, he just passed there to go in Mong Long. I see up there, we just passed there after Friday night. When they bringing me in Fish Fridays, they pass. I said, boy, you take your time with me after the ball. And he said, mommy, relax. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that something is done because they're claiming that road is supposed to be completed next month. Yeah.
Coming up. So I don't know what them, and I don't know how them people making it there, boy. But I want to ask you a favor, sir.
No problem. Anything
no
for you.
Disrespect. Asking you a favor, just let me say something to the Grenadian people.
Go right
I
ahead.
don't like what it's doing to me. And the thing they're saying. I want to make it clear to all who listening. Right? You have people that coming up to me and talking about who I'm voting for. That is my right to choose who I want to vote for. Don't come and tell me I Peter girl and I took vote for Peter. I cannot tell none of you who man to love, who man to go with. So I have no right to meet me and tell me I Peter girl. Yes, Peter is my good friend. But But you can't tell me go and jump over a precipice and I'll go and throw myself over a precipice. Because the lady had come and tell me that, oh, you do a lot of good for me. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. But you can't telling me, a big woman with 5 children and 11 grandchildren, to tell me what to do. You out of order. As a big woman, I could make my decision for myself. And let me tell you all then. I will not be voting for why is the name again, the movement? I will not be voting for the movement because a tired move, a tired jump ship. When I left America and I came to Grenada, a good friend of mine gave me a white NDC jersey. And I've been with these people and they wasn't nice to me. And I leave them. And then Peter go with NNP. And I go behind him. So every boat he jump, I must jump with him. Hell no. I's a big woman. Get that in your head. I's a big woman. And I could do what I want. I could make my own decision. And I'm tired. And the next time I call a radio station, I will call all your name. So I'm warning y'all. Anything anybody do for me, I appreciate it. I thank you all very much. But don't come and show nothing in my face. Because I remember some of the people are running them out at me now. I remember when they was giving all you a hard time to pay all your bills and all you can get work was Miss MP and the NNP government that helped all at all you. Stop running all your mouth at me. Because I just work. I don't come on the radio and I don't tell people what I do for people. Anything I do for anybody, I do it from my heart. Papa God alone know. But I will not be voting. I will not vote for the movement. A tired move. I am not a yo-yo. Let me make it clear. I make my decision. I'll be giving the NNP government if I live. When they call the election, I'll be voting for the NNP government. These are the people. When I went, Sheldon Scott.
Yes, ma'am.
Just
Right
allow me.
I listen to you. Go ahead.
I don't want you dead. For how long and dead you hear dead tonight? I remember when I went to Dr. Mitchell, the same day I went to that man in Happy Hill. The office was right by Willa Leslie in a shop day on the other side. And I went to him and said, morning, sir. I come from America. I ain't have money. I don't have money. All I need is a house, what? He called Mr. Campbell, he's a deceased now. And he tell me, Dr. Keith Claudius Mitchell tell me, I ain't a land in Grand Anse, no. The only place you could get is in Boucher. I say, anyway, sir. And he called Mr. Campbell. And he said, go and give her that spot there. So I don't want to be ungrateful. I don't want to be ungrateful to the NNP party. Because I didn't know where to live. All the friends I had in Grenada, they had land, they could have helped me. And I didn't have no way, Grenadians, I was homeless. I used to sleep under the church, the Catholic church, and in the hospital under the big shed. And this is Orisho Ferguson from Cherry Hill tell me, girl, go like Kit Mitchell. And I went and I get help. So I owe NNP. I owe them that X. Excuse me. So I'll stop harassing me. Stop running all your mouth. I don't owe nobody nothing. I have to give them X. Because look at my little house now. Thank God. Thank the Almighty God. I have a little house. I have blogo. I have breadfruit. I have cyber time. I have pepper. I have pineapple. I have coconut. Sheldon, you want some coconut?
I always want coconut.
Sheldon,
I'll pass and check it
coconut
tomorrow,
water.
please, the Lord. Yeah, man.
I will get him guy to pick some for you. So I owe him. Mr. David is my friend. I don't know if he want me for friend, but I know he's my friend. Me and him just go down good. Right? So this is the message tonight. From Miss Camille, you just got to y'all was running all your mouth. And don't tell me children nothing. Because my son come on vacation. He didn't come back to people telling him, oh, your mother always cussing and she always annoyed you. He tell a woman, since I did my mother belly, she cussing. So don't tell me children nothing. When all you see them, they come to look for me before the Lord take me. And I'll be an NP till I'm dead. I am not an ungrateful person. Mr. Watts, good night, you and your loving wife. Good night. And to me cousins in America, the Chase family, Darlington and Sheila, good night.
Yes, indeed. Good night to
And
you,
if you
Cammy.
like,
Go ahead,
yes,
go ahead.
thank you for your time, Mr. Sheldon, because I had to say what I had to say tonight, because it bothering me.
I know how it goes. I know how it
And
goes, Cammy.
people just die when people harassing them and tormenting them. And I want them to stop. I can't tell none of the woman to go with and who woman to go with. I go be out of order. Have a good night, Grenada.
Good night, Cammy. You have a good one.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Love
bye.
you.
Love you as well.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed, folks. All you leave Cammy alone. Cammy's a big woman. I mean, come on. Cammy can make her own decision. You all think going and trying to... And I'll tell you all this. Cammy is not the only person that they're doing that for. And they're trying to reproach a lot of people and go and say, well, we did do this for you and we did do that for you and that kind of thing. And trying to get people onto that kind of thing. No. Yeah? They should not be doing that sort of thing. Right? They should not be doing that sort of thing. But that's what they're doing. They're trying to reproach. They're going to people. Oh, we did do this for you and we did do that for you and all kind of thing. And folks, let's hold on the phone call. I took the Cammy call as I had mentioned, Cammy. But let's hold on the phone call now. God, I hang up the call. Just wait now. Don't call back yet. I'll say when to call. Hold on the phone calls. Yeah? In fact, you know what? Let me I know what to do here. I'm gonna have to do that. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do this. Because apparently the person is not here. I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah. Alright, folks. So yeah, I was telling you all just before I took that important call from Cammy. Let me just let you all know. There's this scam that's going around. That's you're getting a message coming in as a text message on your phone, and it's coming in like this about you have some delivery or so. Now you know you have no package coming via DHL. You also know if you do business with DHL, you know this is not how they send any message to you. Please do not click on that link. You see why in blue there? Do not click on it. If you do that, and if you did that, you probably need to reset your phone. Because right now, your WhatsApp, your Facebook, your Instagram, all your stuff on your phone is compromised. Somebody sitting in whatever country 590 is, I believe that's... Let me just say where I believe that is. I'll go find out. But it's definitely not in the region. Somebody has hacked your phone. So you know you didn't have no package coming in. You know you don't do any packages with DHL. Why are you clicking on the link? Do not click on the link. I'm just saying it because one of the problems here, and it's an important one, is that if you are in a WhatsApp group and your phone becomes compromised, so somebody is then able to take over your WhatsApp, that individual is then able to see all of the messages in that WhatsApp group. They are also able to message people using your WhatsApp like if they are you. And they can scam people, get money off of them, do all sorts of things as if they are you. So you have to be very careful. Do not click on, in fact, don't click on links generally when people send it to you. Yeah, verify who it is, send it to you, and they rarely send it. And even before that, watch it properly. Yeah, but don't click on these things because you can, your phone itself can be compromised. So be very careful with that. Just thought I'd let you all know, especially at this time, all kind of weird things going on. So before we delve heavily into Carriacou and Petit Martinique for the next hour and a half, yes, I did say hour and a half, let me let you all know that tomorrow, the Carriacou and Petit Martinique branch of the New National Party, they've got a luncheon. Yeah. And the date, that's tomorrow, taking place at the party office in Hillsborough. And on the menu, they're going to have chicken lunch, $20, pigtail, 25, fish, 30. And they have pie, mashed potatoes, green salad, and spinach rice. All you feel are coming back up. Yeah, all you got to send food down for me, you know. Senator Cox, I feel all you got to send some food down for me. Yeah? And what kind of, all you doing the spinach rice like roll rice, spinach rice? Anyway, yeah. So that is taking place tomorrow. Those of you in Carriacou and in Petit Martinique, yeah, you can get your lunch tomorrow at the party office in Hillsborough. And remember, chicken lunch $20, pigtail 25, fish lunch is $30, and you get in your pie and your mashed potatoes, your green salad, your spinach rice, and them kind of things. So the vibe is nice. Go on out there and support. Yeah, go on out there and support. And again, just before I move, because when I move into this one, I'm going to move into this one for a good while because there's quite a lot to say on Carriacou and Petit Martinique. I hope Carriacou and Petit Martinique people, I hope you all message everybody and let them know, yeah, we're going to talk Carriacou and Petit Martinique business tonight. We had to talk a lot of Carriacou and Petit Martinique business tonight. Right? Let me send my condolences to the family. I'm trying to remember his first name, you know. I so know him as Ramdeen. Let me send my condolences to the family of former Superintendent of Police, Ramdeen, who lived out there in Tantine Terrace and so, who passed away, unfortunately, on Sunday. So I want to send our talking points condolences to his family, his friends, the New National Party of the town of St. George. I want to just send our condolences out to them all. Outside of that, I also want to send our condolences to the family of Brother Eddie out there in St. John, yeah, who passed away last week. That's Brother Edmund Caliste. So I want to send our I'm sending our condolences out to his family, his friends, his former co-workers, everybody. Yeah, just want to send to the New National Party, St. John, and St. Mark as well, Brother Eddie, St. Mark as well, even St. Patrick. So I want to send our condolences out to them and let them know that we do care, we are concerned, and so on with what has been happening. And in the case of Brother Ramdeen, there's a situation that took place there that I'm just going to mention briefly tonight. We're going to be doing a program on health more extensively, but I just want to mention this one. How can a family member have another family member who is ill, call for an ambulance, and be there waiting, well, over half an hour? Remember, this is Tantine Terrace. You call for an ambulance where you could nearly stand up, come out to the road in Tantine and look at the hospital there. And it takes over half an hour for an ambulance to come. I mean, come on, man. When you suspect that a person is going to the great beyond, we have to do better than that. As I said, we're going to discuss that a lot more when we're discussing the other thing. I even saw the Minister of Health claiming that there are no problems with providing dialysis, and so that's a lie. You're supposed to be a man of the cloth. Minister, you lie. You know that a note was sent out to the dialysis patients telling them that instead of 3 treatments a week, they can get 2 due to a lack of supplies. That is what was told to them. Not a lack of chair, not a lack of space, due to a lack of supplies. That is what was told to the dialysis patients. So when we say there's an issue with providing, because the people are wrong, you know. They haven't done what you all look like you want them to do. They are wrong. So they can talk and say, yes, there is a problem with dialysis. But some of them may be afraid to speak because it's such an expensive thing. And then we know how spiteful you all are. So we don't want them to end up in a situation where they cannot receive the treatment they should be receiving. Because we know all they're spiteful. And all they have no problem doing something like that. But we're going to get into that one, as I mentioned, deeper on another program. Yeah, well, I mean, do have no problem when it comes to dialysis and so. There was another issue I wanted to get into, but I'm going to leave that one alone for now. Folks, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. I spent a couple days in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. I've been hearing stories. And I spent a couple days in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and there were several things that I observed, several things that I was told, and several things I was able to find out on my own. When I say on my own, I had a good friend that brought me around. So I was able to find out quite a lot by going around and so on with them. Corruption is rampant in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. In fact, It is like the islands are being run by a mafia, a cartel. That is what is taking place in Carriacou and Petit Martinique right now. It's a criminal. I would describe the leadership right now of the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique like a criminal cartel, a criminal organization that is running the affairs of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And you know what criminal cartels get involved in? Things like extortion. So hey, you could get that drain to do, or you could get that road to do, but you had to put the price up at 80,000 and you had to run at 8 or 15,000 to me. And if you ain't willing to do that, we will find somebody else to do it. Because that other person might be willing to run the money. This is what is taking place in Carriacou right now. That folks are demanding kickbacks before contracts are awarded. That is one of the things that is taking place there right now. You have people who have become contractors. No history in construction, none. They never worked in construction before. But all of a sudden, these individuals are contractors. Then you understand why what is happening with some of the Build Back Better houses that were done, why that is taking place. And then you have the minister coming out there and saying that, oh, you have majority of the places in Carriacou are fixed and so on. With forgetting to add that the majority of those places were fixed by relatives that living in the United States and had to take out the little savings and send down, or some of them, because you know how Carriacou people are, that the children who live in New Jersey and who in Long Island and who down in Brooklyn, all of them had to chomp up and put money together to send down to put back the family house together. So it was no government that had anything to do with that. It is the resilience of the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique who on their own have done the majority of work in putting back their places. So don't give the impression that what people see when they go to Carriacou. Because again, folks, there are still a lot of people living in tents under canvas roof. People even have canvas side on the building and all sort of thing. And they can't tell me a lie. I want them to tell me a lie. They must tell me a lie. You have several situations. I met people, I sat and I spoke with people who they started building their house a little later than this last year. Some of them around June, May, June, they start building their house. And the materials sit down, they never came back. The same fly-by-night contractors that they're finding, and I'm not saying every contractor who is doing a Build Back Better house in Carriacou is a fly-by-night. But there are quite a few of them that they just pick up at the side of the road and they make them into contractors simply because they can get a kickback from these individuals. Carriacou people a lie? If I lie, tell me a lie. That is what is taking place in Carriacou. And woe be unto you if you are not in some form or format associated with the criminal organization that is running the affairs of Carriacou and Petit Martinique at this point in time. Woe be unto you, because you ain't getting nothing. They will give you the material, then you have to go and find the 60-something or the 70-something $1,000 to find a proper contractor to come and do the work for you. Meanwhile, their supporters get in whole house. Just hand it over. Just hand them the keys. That is what is taking place in Carriacou right now. And people not speaking up because they're afraid now that if you speak up publicly and you say something, you become a target. So if unfortunately something happen again, you know you are a target again. But don't worry, election day coming, and that's why I'm saying watch the voters list. Election day is coming. Today is one day closer to election, not one day further. We are moving away from elections, We're moving closer to it. We don't know the date, but we are one day closer to the election today. As of midnight tonight, we are one day closer again to election. And by the end of the day, we are one day closer. You understand where I'm coming from? So these are the sort of things that are taking place. Come on, how explain to me a situation like this. One situation that I saw there. How does an individual buy a piece of land? I'm telling you a situation here without calling any names. How does an individual who has enough finances to buy a piece of land, they buy a big piece of land, right? Build several apartments on that piece of land. Well, not even apartments, full house. Not an apartment, full house. Build several houses on that piece of land. Sell those houses. That individual makes a couple $1 million off of the sale of those houses in Carriacou there. The individual has their home that was damaged by the hurricane. And that individual who built those houses, sold them, and made the couple $1 million receives material to do their house that was damaged during the hurricane. Right? Which you will already start saying, no, that shouldn't happen, because you have many other people who are out there in Carriacou who have no financial means to be able to fix the place for themselves or do anything. And they ain't get nothing. They ain't get nothing. People who had house. People who had house. It's not being rebuilt for them. And you have people that had no house that have been handed the keys to brand new houses. Or been handed keys to the houses in the Chinese built place in Dumfries. That is what is taking place in Carriacou. And the individual received material to fix their house. But if you think that's the end of the story, no. On top of that, the individual is given a house. So they have their house, they're given material to fix that house, then they're given one of the Build Back Better homes. And when they're given the Build Back Better home, they are also given the contract to build the Build Back Better home. So this person end up with 2 homes. And they are not the only one that have ended up in situations like that, where they got material to fix their place, and still after getting material to fix the place are given a Build Back Better home. And you have some people who had their home, lost it. People with children that cannot get a home in Carriacou up to this point in time. And then they come grinning like if everything is all well and okay, and we're doing so much. But understand the backstories that are taking place there. Understand the backstories that are taking place right now in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Understand the frustration underlying in the people in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. It's all kind of madness that going on. I mean, I had seen the photos of the location where the houses were placed, but I wanted to get an idea of it for myself. So I went up to the area. I went onto the road that separates I was still on the road that separates the houses that were placed down near to the dump. So this is the last set of houses there. They have these that were placed up there. These that you're seeing up there, that you see I'm passing the thing there. These are the ones that the first set that were placed there. Right? No electricity, no water in these homes there. And people are occupying those to the top there. Then they have these other homes that you see like in the corner here and you're seeing here that have been placed that are unoccupied at this point in time. Remember, people looking for place, but they put these people there. And this is how close they are to the dump itself. This is how close they are. That's the dump right there. They're just across the road from the dump. These folks are just across the road from the dump. There's a sign for it. That's the dump. That is where they've taken these people and placed them. Yeah, just across the road. That is one of the homes down here. There's the fence for the dump right there. Home, dump. Home up here, dump. And somebody thought that was a good idea to put them people and them there. Yeah? Like if they could not find or acquire anywhere else in Carriacou to place these homes and to ensure that people were able to get these homes. Because I know many of us saw when these homes were coming up on the boat, you know, and they took their pictures and they do it like, so, oh, we're so excited, these homes coming up and so. It had no water up there. Nobody had water up there. It had no cistern, nothing. It had no water up there. They didn't even say, well, come now, we put a 2 big tank on the hill here so that you could let the water run. Nothing like that. No water down here. No electricity. And if the rain falls, due to the road, the type of road that's there, as you could see, the type of road that's there, you'll understand what's taking place if there's heavy rain for people to get into or out of those areas. And somebody, in their mind, thought that it was a brilliant idea. Yes, we understand that there was a hurricane. Yes, we understand that the island was devastated. Yes, we understand that. But we also understand that if you're doing something, do the damn thing proper. Kind of japa walk. Look at it. That's how close they are to the dump. You think they would take any of their relatives and put them there? You think they would take any of their relatives and put them to live here? Close to the dump? That's right there. And I can't tell you the smell because, you know, with me and smells, I can't really smell that well. I have to train my nose to smell again. Yeah, but that's the situation. That is the situation up there. Because I saw the pictures and I said, well, that looks pretty close. So I said, I want to see it for myself. So I went up to that area to go and see it for myself, what was taking place there. And that is how they have the people in that zone. That is how they have the people where they're trying to put people. And they have nobody in the lower ones. And I could understand why, to be honest with you. Because who would want to live there where you basically, as soon as you open your front door in the morning for a breath of fresh air, what you're getting is a lasha garbage. Yeah? Who would want that? You open your front door to take a deep breath in the morning. Ah, boy. And when you open your front door, it's a lasha garbage smell. Who would want that? Would they go and live there? Would they go and live there? Yeah? I tell you, I'm seeing some situations in Carriacou. I met an individual, and I'll just say that the individual is over the age of 75, they have heart problems, and they had got pneumonia because of their living situation. And you know what having pneumonia, when you have heart problems, you know what getting pneumonia could do to you. Thank God they say the corn food and so. So that's what have them strong and they were able to get over that. But it can come back again because of the situation that they're living in. It is unfair that you take in houses and give to people that have. It's unfair that you take in material and money and give to people that have. And then talking about, oh, it was only 100 million, only 100 million. When you came down in Grenada, find people and make them contractors and say, we're giving you a contract to go and clean up Carriacou. Get 5-6 fellas with you and bring them. You don't put them on the boat and run up Carriacou and clean and just send you invoice. And understand what is taking place here as well, folks? That is why they increased, the threshold for the Procurement Act. The Procurement Act basically stated that if you are providing a good or a service, some goods or services to the government of Grenada, once it goes over a certain cost, you have to have a procurement process taking place where people bid on it to be able to get to do that job or to provide that service or goods to the government of Grenada. That is what is supposed to take place. Under the new National Party, that was limited, I think, around $15,000, $14,000. Yeah? That was the figure. What took place afterwards is that this government came in and raised that figure to 100,000. In other words, they don't need to go through the procurement process, to go through the procurement board for anything under $100,000. They moved it, remember, they moved it from quite down around 15,000 and brought it up to 100,000. So that there's no need now to go to the procurement board and they could give their partner a contract for $80,000. They could give their partner a contract for $20,000. Easily. You have individuals that have contract for cleaning the drains in Brunswick and other areas. I would just put it as that. You have individuals receiving $10,000 a month for cleaning drain and going and clean the drain once a month. And that's if they're carrying anybody with them when they go in and clean it. Probably one other person or two other guys. And just give them a 500 here, a 500. If they gain them that, they probably give them fellas 100 and say, watch, let me handle a piece of work day. Once a month, they go in and clean the drain. They have contract for cleaning the drains in Carriacou. $10,000 a month. $10,000 a month. Try and take a picture of me when I go to my family home again. If you think I didn't know that you pull your phone and try to snap a picture of me in my aunt's wake to send to Tevin Andrew. If you think I didn't know you do that, you don't know me. You don't know me. Lucky I didn't react. But if you think I don't know, I know. Just like I know that all you have contract for $10,000 on a monthly basis. So fellas in Carriacou, that they come into like a ghost in the night and telling all you take a $150 for cleaning the drain or $100 or take a $50 to help them clean a drain. Understand it's $10 grand they get in a month. Understand it and know it. That is the kind of thing that is taking place in Carriacou right now, folks. And like they want the people of Carriacou to be scared of them. Because as I say, it's a criminal organization. You know the mafia does move. And that is how these individuals are moving. You having all kind of people getting all kind of title being attached to the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs. Well, I hear one particular one. Papa, I hear they get a position there. Imagine someone who did not complete primary school. I'm just going to put it as that, and Carriacou people know who I'm talking about. An individual who did not complete primary school and is given a senior technical position within the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Carriacou people and all you know who I'm talking about? You all know who I'm talking about, isn't it? You ain't finished primary school. You did not go to any technical institution for the area in which you have been made a senior staff member, and all of a sudden you get big position within the ministry when there are other qualified people on the island of Carriacou and in Petit Martinique that could have been offered that position, that would have been doing a proper job. But you see, they don't want a proper job done. What they want is a lackey to take the heat, because if you don't realize that they're setting you up for a jail, well, sorry for you and your partners, because that is what some of you getting set up for. Millions of dollars poured into Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Millions of dollars poured. You go and see what it has done. And then they come, oh, we're doing so wonderful, and we're doing this and we're doing that in Carriacou, and we're doing this, and oh, we rebuild Carriacou. We rebuild Carriacou? I ain't saying all they ain't do some houses. Yes, they do some build back better houses. And to try to give an impression, you all know what they did. They take the build back better houses and they put them at areas so that if you visit in Carriacou, from the time you come up on the port and you're coming up, you're going to see a build back better house. Wow, look, one of them build back better house. And they go in the next area, they put one on a junction, so you're going through there. Wow, look at build back better house there, and so on. So they put them in areas, they didn't hide them. They put them in areas when you pass and you go see it. So you get the impression that, hey, build back better houses, but go in Belmont and go in the back. That's where you have to go. Go in them place like Belmont and come off the main road, go down in the back. And you're going to see what really taking place with some people in Carriacou and Petit Martinique who tonight, listening this program, with breeze blowing and the tarpaulin above them going flap, 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 flap. And don't come to tell me that years after Hurricane Ivan, it had a set of tarpaulin roof in Grenada, and that is not true. All you know it. And who was the minister, the longest serving minister of housing in Grenada anyway? Number 10. So if for many years after, and then Ivan was in 2004, the NDC was in office in 2008 to 2013. So you can't blame the NNP for what the NDC did not do regarding housing between 2008 and 2013. Then when the NNP came back in 2013, the person who was Minister of Housing is sitting in all your cabinet. So watch all your mouth. Don't come and tell us nothing about Ivan. Because the person who's sitting in your cabinet right now was the Minister of Housing. I don't think they ever changed from being Minister of Housing. From 2013 all the way up to 2022. And from 2022 to now, you all have been in charge of housing. Doing a terrible job at it, but you all have been in charge of housing. You all taking people, you're putting them in the housing scheme. Because that is who and who woman. And then when all they break up, all they want to kick out the people and the children. Yes, I know about that too. You all taking people and you put them in the housing scheme. So they get a little place in the housing scheme to stay until they get a place, because in that instance, that individual had a place. They had somewhere where they were staying. They had a home. The home gone. You all ain't saying, well, okay, the same way you could take and give a multi-millionaire 2 houses, fix your own, and still give him the contract to build a build back better house. In the same way you all could do that. You all couldn't say, let me help this person and let me give them a house. No, you all can't do that. But as soon as somebody talk about it now, is you have up until end of month to hand over key. That is the situation. You have to hand over the keys by the end of the month. And you all ain't even, so what they're supposed to do? Go and live on, no, they're supposed to go and live on the dump heap, isn't it? That's what they're supposed to do. Go and live on the dump heap. Go and live on the street. Them and the child, go and live on the street. That's what's supposed to take place with them. There's no care, no concern. But we know there's no care and concern, and I couldn't believe that Carriacou people could have been so evil towards Carriacou people. I born and grow with Carriacou people. My father from Montreal, so I born and grow with Carriacou people. And I had a father that had a lot of love. Always have a lot of love. Not just for his children, you know, for the whole neighborhood. The whole neighborhood. Always had a lot of love. So I grow with Carriacou people. And I know the love that Carriacou people have for each other. And to see Carriacou people doing that to Carriacou people, Manuels. Nah, something definitely had to be wrong. And to tell you just the stage that Carriacou get to now, you tell me something as simple as this one. Let me see. Something as simple as dealing with this situation. All you have some cows roaming the town. Just roaming. Damaging people's vehicle. Posing a threat to pedestrians and motorists and people who ride in the scooter and the bike and thing. All you just have some cows roaming the town. You tell me even that all you can deal with to go and impound those animals and put them down in Limle? Somebody had to come on a podcast and tell all you, hey, Chupidi, impound the cows and put them down in Limle. You have about 20-something cows just roaming the town. Just roaming the town. All you can just take them cow and them. I mean, I pass in at night. I hear the thing. What are going on? Mr. Cow taking the leisurely way, walking across the cross, heading to the gas station. I don't know if he was going and full up. Heading up by the gas station. And this can endanger people. Let me show you all something from another island. This one is not Grenada, Carriacou. This is a situation from St. Lucia. And having these stray cows going around, and it's already damaged people's vehicle in Carriacou already. It just shows you to the level that they have gone in Carriacou right now, the level they dropped from. Imagine you come from a Elvin, Nimrod, Kindra, Matrin, Stewart to this kind of thing now. And this is what took place in Carriacou. In St. Lucia, when it came to cows roaming the roads. Yeah, just take a listen. So, and I'm not sure why that one is not, the audio is not coming out on that one. Let me fix that quickly and get that one to show for you. Yeah, because it's important for you to understand that you're not just talking and say, well, okay, it has some cows, so what? No, it's not that it just has some cows, so what? You're endangering people. Yeah, you're endangering people. That's a simple something to deal with. A simple something to deal with, yeah?
This association is adding its voice to the call for action to be taken about cows traversing the Vidbute Highway, the Julian R. Hunt Highway, and roaming free in Union. According to the association's vice president, McLean Japierre, members' buses have been in multiple collisions involving cows, and members have been unable to secure any compensation from the livestock owner.
A minibus like this, for example, let's say you have a 2014 model minibus, and the value on paper, the value of those vehicles would still be in the upper 70s, $70,000, $80,000 on paper. It would still be valued at that much. But because of the age, you don't get comprehensive insurance. A cow decides to run into the road while you're traveling and destroys your vehicle. You cannot get any form of compensation or redress from insurance because of the age of the vehicle, and then now you have to just find another way to earn a living. When the person who owns these cows, and the cows are part of his livelihood, he's able to just walk around freely.
Japierre notes that the cows traversing the roads freely is not only a threat to vehicles, but they pose a risk to life. He highlighted a particular case a few years ago in which a motorcyclist died after colliding with a cow at Shock. Peter Benjamin, the most recently affected Babonneau minibus driver, recounted the details of his collision. He says on Thursday, while driving a fully loaded bus on the Vidbute Highway to Castries at approximately 25 miles per hour, a cow suddenly darted across the road. Benjamin says that although he slammed on his brakes, the collision was unavoidable. Following the impact, he says his passengers quickly exited the bus unharmed, and he kept his focus on the animal that struck his vehicle.
Then called police, they came, they took the measurement and stuff, and they told me, as I'm third party, I might not get compensated. So I asked them why. Well, it's I don't know why. It's because of the owner of the cow. So I tell them, how comes? He said, I have to be comprehensive to get compensated. Or, as I'm third party, is either he paid me we come to a conclusion, or we go to court. So I say, if the man that is cow and he claimed the cow is his, why should we go to court?
Lindell Philogen is another Babonneau minibus driver who says he was forced to pay out of pocket because the owner refused to compensate him. His incident took place in 2021.
Once I had my bus, not that bus, the other bus, and I was going up from town with passengers. When I was by Caribbean Metal, a cow just came from under the bush and just run across the road. And it mashed up my the left headlight under fender. After that, the police told me to go and check for the owner of the cow, but when I went to meet me, start getting on and things, so I just finished with that.
Vice President Japierre says that many more drivers have been affected. Despite appealing to the authorities, he says no act.
And folks, I just played that so you'd have an understanding of what could happen. Yeah? Because it could be a bike man that's speeding through, hit a cow, and you know what's going on there. It's slow song singing and flowers bringing. We cannot have that kind of situation. It's a simple thing to deal with. Yeah? If you can't find the owner, if you could find the owner, no matter what, pick them up, put them in Limle. But no, that is what we want Carriacou come to now. Just have cows roaming all over the place. Yeah, that is what we want now. Just have them, let them cows roam. Let them roam. Maybe it's who own it. I don't know. But at 20-something, just roaming the town. That is what we come to. Not because a hurricane had passed and leveled the place. We have to have some sort of standards. And again, I will not say that nothing has been done in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. There are things that have been done in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. But the level of corruption attached with what has been done sort of negates any positivity to those things that have been done. Come on, man. You have people catching their nenen. When a breeze blow, they frighten. Some of them have to run from where they is to go over a neighbor. As soon as the breeze start to get heavy, and you know this time of year, how the breeze is. And when the breeze get heavy, they still have this thing in the head with the hurricane from how the wind went. And they'll have it for quite a while. Yeah, that when they hear a heavy breeze. You have people going through literal hell. When I see some of the places that people have to get up from in the morning and then go to work. And so, when I see the kind of places that they're staying in, and the amount of respiratory problems, I mentioned a person that is over 75. And I did that purposely, I ain't just calling the person the exact age. But there are children going through the same thing. There are many other people in Carriacou going through the same thing. Had to end up on oxygen and all sort of thing. Because of what is taking place. No consideration. No consideration for those people. Folks, I'm going to open the phone lines. I'm going to open the phone lines. I've got to get this one back up. But I'm going to open the phone lines. You can call me 440-7377. You can call me on that number. You can't call me on the next one yet. I had to set it back up. I had to take it off because as I was showing this stuff, the call was coming through. So, and I can't have that happening. All right. Yeah. So you can call me now. 440-7377, but on WhatsApp, you can only call me on WhatsApp on that number. And indeed, you can call me as well on 421-7279. That's the other number you can call me on. All right, so you can give me a call right about now. I think the other one goes, yeah, let me make sure the other one in there. Right, I think that going on. Nice, right. So you could give us a call on either number right about now. What is taking place in Carriacou and Petit Martinique warrants serious investigation. Yeah? Because it seems as though no contract can pass until a grievances take place. And then you have some contractors who are considered to be supporters of the new National Party, and they better look only within the private sector for jobs because they ain't getting. Imagine, you have contractors, qualified contractors, people who have done various projects, from government projects to private projects, major projects in Carriacou over the years. And I'm not speaking about one person here, I'm speaking about several who can handle these smaller contracts. You're taking people who never do construction in their life and making them into contractors. And you ain't taking the people and them who qualified to do the job. So you know what's going to happen? When the rainy season starts, it's going to be very interesting to see how some of these Build Back Better houses stand up with the weather. In fact, some of them already have problems now in the dry season, much less in the rainy season. So it's not just those that were built up in St. Patrick and them that having problem that Sister Glo was talking about when you see some of the places and so. Carriacou have and continues to have the same problem. Yeah? They have the same problem. So again, folks, the phone number 421-7279 and 440-7377, both of them. You've got to call us on the WhatsApp. You cannot call us straight. You've got to call us on the WhatsApp in both instances. So folks, that's just some of what I have to say about Carriacou and Petit Martinique. I'm just taking a break. Yeah? Because there's a lot more to say about Carriacou and Petit Martinique. I passed down by where they're doing the jetty and all kind of thing too. Yeah. Your boy make a pass down there. I say, let me go and see how the thing look and them kind of thing there. I make a little pass. I go down and see. So the thing, of course, there was nobody working there. The thing and them just there because apparently they made some error in whatever they were doing and they had to stop the work to recalibrate what they're doing. Anyway. But that's the situation. They're doing jetty, but anyway, that's what I see. Yeah? So they're doing the jetty down there. I would say that the fish market down there, that's a good move. I wouldn't say no, that is a bad move. It's a good move, isn't it? Yeah, the fish market down there is a good move. But just realize there are a lot of seaweed down on that side too, eh? Yeah. And this is still where the people of Petit Martinique, they are utilizing this area still to get to and from Petit Martinique. They're utilizing that area, right? Because they don't have a proper jetty. So, and if the water rough, you could imagine what's going on in that local area. There's a little kind of itmus out there that they going over to Petit Martinique, as you see in the background, Petit Martinique. That's where they're leaving off to go to Petit Martinique as well. All right, and I have some stuff to say about the jetty because when all they're doing the jetty, all they ain't taking into consideration the fishermen coming for ice and that kind of thing, so that the location should be close to the location where the ice is, so that you don't have to send an ice truck down to the jetty. Anyway, if you're doing a jetty like that, I would have think that you would have tried to put it as close as possible to the fish market that you build. Because again, I'll say the fish market is a good thing. And I would say you try to put the jetty as close to that as possible. So that the fishing boats, which we know is the main source of income for the people in Petit Martinique, that have to get the ice, wouldn't have to go down the road and park up and then get a vehicle to come and jog the ice down the road for them. That they could just go there and they might just even be able to take the bag and walk straight onto the boat with it. But no. All they brilliant. All they know all they doing. Yeah. All they brilliant, man. Brilliant. All they smart. Brilliant. Yeah? All they know all they doing. That's why I look at take certain people and put them in certain positions there. Because all they know all they doing, isn't it? Brilliant. Just smart. Yeah? 421-7279. Once again, that's the number for you to call on the inside. And Carriacou Petit Martinique saying a special good night. Let me say a special good night to my friends at John's Unique. Yeah, saying a special good night to you all. Hope everything is going all well and okay with you all over there at John's Unique. Saying a special good night to you all. Also, let me say a special good night to Mr. Grill. Yeah, what's going on, Papa? Yeah, we have a call on the line. Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, Sheldon. How are you?
I do good. I'm good. Avex.
Okay. I'm calling because, Sheldon, I don't know if you saw it. Ziggy did a live, but he reached out to me for assistance with this young lady in Carriacou. That's so sad. Carriacou or Petit Martinique? I think it's Petit Martinique. The condition with her and 2 children, and I think her mom. I'm really concerned about the asthmatic child. In the picture, I saw one of the little babies with a mask. Apparently, she was getting a treatment. That's my concern right there. And if it's best, if we can see how best we can help that lady, because it's really sad. And like I said, my concern is about that child.
Mm-hmm.
The condition on the floor and you're asthmatic, that's not good.
Yeah, I'm seeing, in fact, let me see if I can bring it up because I'm seeing some photos there without directly identifying the child, because you know me and that. Without directly identifying the child, let me see if I can bring that up so folks can see exactly this situation that you're talking about, yeah? But you go right ahead.
Yes. Yeah, so I was saying, I mean, if there isn't any way anyone can help this young lady. I mean, look at the kids. Like I said, for the kids' sake, especially the one that's asthmatic. You know, we don't have any Chinese houses or any place they can put that lady in temporarily until she can, able to stand on her own feet. That's really sad. It's really, really sad.
Yeah, and right now they're trying to kick out people from the Chinese place, all kind of thing. All kind of weird things taking place. All kind of weird things are taking place with these people. And it's very unfortunate.
I just sometimes I wonder if people have a heart. Because, like I said, I was coming from work yesterday, and I saw the live, and I mean, I couldn't comment on Ziggy stuff. But by the time I get home, he called me because he always reach out to me and say, "Oh, this person need help. Can you help them?" And I'll help them the best way I can. And I did tell him, I said, whatever assistance I would do to help, I will. I'll try to get a neb tomorrow. I'm off. I'll try to get her a nebulizer and send it down for the child, and get some albuterol and do a neb for that child. But in the meantime, this is so sad. Look at them on the ground sleeping. I mean, we could do better than that as a country. We can help. Sometimes we have to put politics aside. Sorry, my sinus acting up. Sometimes we have to put politics aside and say to ourselves, those are human beings. Sheldon, like I say, when I send stuff to Grenada, I don't send to say, okay, give it to NNP people. I'll give it to these people. Like I said last time when I came and I brought the catheters, it wasn't for an NNP person. I know exactly who it was for, and I know the person is not an NNP supporter. You think I care? No, I don't care. Because it's a person at the end of the day. It's a person. It's a life. If you cut them, the same blood comes out from the green, the yellow, the orange, whatever it is. Why can't we forget about these things? And if somebody needs help, especially where children are involved, just do what the best we can to assist them.
And that's the thing, because you have some of these people. I see like certain people went and visit them. Yeah, I see certain people went and visit them in one of the pictures. But the situation is terrible. And again, you have a situation now, Nursey, where some people who have already get. So some people are actually, you know what some folks are doing now? They fix up their original house. They get a Build Back Better house and using the Build Back Better house now as an Airbnb.
Oh, that's great. And you know what? I wonder if sometimes people don't take a look and say there's a God above that's looking down. I strongly believe in that. No matter what nastiness or whatever people might say about Michelle, and to be honest, I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I know there's somebody up there looking down and he sees, and there's something called karma too that's going to come back. We don't treat people like that. Regardless of what it is, I've never seen Grenada in this hostile environment. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just an attack. Somebody, you go on that live just to listen to somebody, and the nastiness, the all kind of business that's going on, that's been said about people. What is Grenada coming to, and why are we behaving like this? These kids didn't do anybody anything, and it's not their fault if their parents support whatever party. So why are we treating them like that? Why can't we give them? I'm quite sure they have Chinese houses or something there, or we can build something for them, even if it's something for them.
As I showed a while ago to Nurse, some of the houses that were done there, some of the last set of houses, prefab houses that went up to Carriacou, they have just been placed just a few feet away from the dump site. They've just been placed there and left there. Those houses could have gone into communities and been placed there for people like them. They could have gotten one of those houses. Rather than the situation that they're in right now, they could have gotten one of those houses. And there are several other people that would have been grateful for one of those houses so they could live in it and they could be okay in it until they find a way. Yeah, but instead they take it, they dump it by the dump, and they didn't put people in it, which I'm glad they didn't put anybody in it. But it means that they wasted a resource. They got this, and it should have been somewhere right now being of use to people.
I don't know how people sleep at night knowing that these things are going on and they're a part of what's going on. This is just, like I said, looking at that little Charlie was just heartbreaking. I mean, I don't know. Sheldon, I don't know. I don't know what we are coming. As the little Grenada I knew, like I said, this is not the first time NDC has been in power. and I have never seen this kind of behavior in all my life. Well, most of my life I spent it in America, but I was always in tune with what's going on in Grenada because, my uncle was a consul general, he was a senator, he was always in politics. And my cousin also was the minister of education way back then. But I've always been, in tune with what's going on with Grenada and politics. I just was like behind the scenes, but I used to be paying attention. Never have I seen it like this.
I don't know what it is, because even for Carriacou, I've never known that sort of animosity, because over the years you've known that, okay, there are people that support the NDC, there are people that support the NNP in Carriacou. Yeah, and before that you had people that support GNP and people that support GULP and so. And there was never that level of animosity between the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
That's what I'm saying. It's really, really bad right now. It's really bad, and I'm wondering if it's ever gonna get better.
And and here's what's so terrible about this. In some of the instances where these people are hurting people, they're telling them straight out, you is not one of us, They're actually telling them that, you is not one of us.
It's horrible, Sheldon. It's horrible. It's really horrible what's going on. And then when you have a leader that's telling people blatantly and boldly in front of everybody that you're supposed to be for everybody. You're there for the tri-island state, everybody. Not just one set of people. And how could you as a person see somebody going through what they're going through and just totally turn a blind eye on that thing? It's telling me you don't have a heart.
Mm-hmm. They just don't care.
Okay,
they honestly just don't care. Whatever these folks are going through, they don't care.
So everyone, the little who can donate, let's come together and see what we can do for this lady. Especially, we have to think about those two children.
Yes, indeed.
That's my biggest concern. All right, Sheldon, have a good night.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yes, indeed, folks. So 1-473-440-7377 on the WhatsApp, and on the other WhatsApp, it is 1-473-421-7279. And you'll get us on the WhatsApp, yeah? And you'll be able to have your say in relation to the issues at hand. Carriacou and Petit Martinique, I ain't finding hearing from all you, Yeah, I ain't finding hearing from all you. Yeah, I need to hear. When I say I ain't hearing from all you, I ain't hearing from them on air, but I hear a lot from them off air. Eh? But again, that's how they've gotten it too. That people are actually afraid of them. People are actually afraid to put their voice out there because they know that there will be consequences and repercussions. So they're afraid to put their voice out there. So it's not that they don't have concerns. They're afraid to speak because they know if they only open them out, they're in problems. Listen, I was hearing this story all the time about the MP having said to individuals in Carriacou and Petit Martinique at a meeting, public servants at a meeting, that win or lose, he's set for life. Yeah? Win or lose, he's set for life. That was the statement that he made. And I was saying that, listen, I didn't believe the man really say that until I went to Carriacou and people who sat in the meeting when the man said that, saying it. That the man has told them that win or lose at the next election, he is set for life. In other words, he is financially at the point where he's set for the rest of his life. He doesn't have to worry again. And tell me how in less than 4 years in office, you did not have any stable job before. You didn't have any business bringing in thousands of dollars on a monthly basis. As far as we know, you didn't receive any massive inheritance. How all of a sudden, in less than 4 years, you made for life? Something had to be wrong. Something definite. I mean, the people from the meeting telling me that. that he said at the meeting to them that win or lose, and I'm paraphrasing here, he's set for the rest of his life. And you have to wonder about what really going on there. My goodness, man. Let me see if I get back. I saw I missed a call here, so I'm just trying to get back the caller to give them the opportunity to speak as well. And I think I've gotten that caller. Hello, good night.
Yeah, Sheldon, what's you know?
Hey, I'm fine. You go right ahead. You're live.
Yeah, Sheldon, I watch the clip that you played in.
You broke up a little bit there. I'm not sure what took place. So say it again.
Yeah, I said I watched the clip that you play with the situation in Carriacou.
Mm-hmm.
And the core when they walking and roaming in Carriacou. It has a minister. You have a ministry in Carriacou.
For some reason, this connection ain't working. Try the next number.
Okay.
Yeah, try the next number. Yeah,
no problem.
I think I understand why. So try the next number. Yeah. Yeah, because this one is on wireless, so it tends to drop off at times. So the other one is wired, hardwired. So you should be okay on the next number. There's one more issue with Carriacou I must raise before the night has ended, though. There's one more issue. I haven't raised it yet. I haven't said anything about that particular one yet, but I will raise that one. But let me let the caller get through first, and then I will speak on that particular one. Because that one, again, I find to be very, very unfair. So, yes, caller, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Sheldon. I was saying, I want you to play concerning Carriacou. And Sheldon, Carriacou has a minister. They has a ministry. And when you see, and when you hear what's going on in Carriacou, after Carriacou went through, they get the worst part of burial. And you have the minister and he's going treating the people of Carriacou and beating Martinique. But Sheldon, that is weakness to the highest level. How could I be a human being and treating people so? How could I be a human being and selfish and greedy? How could the government be a part of government that represent the people of Greater Carriacou and beating Martinique? But when election call and any party win, it's not a government for yellow or government green. A government represent everyone. And the government is there to look at the need. Everybody need it. But I have some people need is greater than other people need it. And you have to help the people that in that need it. Because tomorrow or any day afterwards, the young lady will deprive with the children. And you might educate your son or your daughter. That young man will deprive from getting a better education, getting a good education and proper food to eat. Yes, may grow up to be a young man. He may come to be your son-in-law or your daughter-in-law. What could happen with you because of you and the stand you take as a minister and people in high position? It could be bad for you. I believe the government should see everyone as human being, treat them as human being. But every human being deserves the right to live and the government there to represent everybody. And Sheldon, again, what I want to say again, when you have a leader that don't care, a leader that always see himself and see himself getting rich and richer every day, want to be a millionaire, and abiding with the corruption that is taking place. What happened very sure that you see the people that are outside that vote for NDC. When you see corruption going left, right, and center, you say, well, I vote for you to be there, and all the corruption taking place, I want to be part of that. And when I look at getting a job with NDC Sheldon, it's not America. If you could be corrupt at them with the inside, and you could totally rely on corruption, then that qualifies you to get a work. Once you are honest person, you cannot get a work under the government. But I want to say to the people who can compete Martinique, who are trying, there's hope on the way. NMP will be back to rescue and make your life better. after the next election. Sheldon, have a blessed night.
All right. Thank you very much, caller. Yes, indeed, folks. And you can still call 440-7377. That's the one. You have to save it to your phone as +1473 440-7377. When you save it to your phone like that, you'll be able to call it on WhatsApp. You'll see it on WhatsApp. Just save it as talking points, and you'll be able to call the WhatsApp. And then the other number, of course, that's local number, normal local number, mobile number. So that's 421-7279, and you'll be able to call on that number. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, good night. Hello.
Sheldon, good night.
Hi, good night. How are you doing?
Good. Did you hear about the 4 athletes that applied for Grenada that applied for the visa and they had to pay $10,000 and they asked for the government to help them?
Somewhere in my moving around today, I heard a snippet or something of some athletes that were either in Jamaica or wherever, and they're asking for assistance from government to pay the visa bond.
Go to the pen release, yes.
Yeah. But I need to get more. That, I need to get more information on that though. Parents, anybody, call me, find me, and let me know what's going on. Relatives, anybody, you all know my number 421-7279. Get to me and let me know what's the story taking place there. Yeah. And folks, there's one more. As I said, there's one more. No, we're not finishing exactly at 10 o'clock. We'll be going a little after 10 o'clock because there's one other issue I want to raise. Hello, good night.
Sheldon, and how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing tonight?
Okay, I'm quiet. It's a lovely day in New York.
Oh, okay. That's good. No more snow and shoveling out and all of that. All your past that stage.
No. Right. The weather is, coming on nicely.
All right.
So let me get into something. I know time is wrapping up on us soon.
No, go ahead.
I was looking at Caribbean news. Some Grenadians athletes who in Jamaica, who is getting ready for the pen relays, went to Barbados recently and was denied because they couldn't come up with the bond. You tell me, or can the government of Grenada tell me exactly what is happening there? That is one.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if you have thought
the caller just before you asked me about it. I know, like I was going somewhere and I heard it, like you're not paying attention, but you hear something. I did hear something, but I didn't get it clear. Now you're telling me exactly where to go and look for it and everything. That has to be crazy because there's a Ministry of Sport.
Could you tell me how we Grenadians reach there? Right? And then the surrogates are standing and say, oh, NNP done. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
It's no way. Forget about NNP done and NBC done. This is not about politics.
Our young people's future. That's what it's about.
Exactly. And that is the big picture they're not looking after. Last night at work, I got a chance to just, listen to WFM when Andal, that man that do the agriculture thingy, and he was making some valuable contribution as to what is taking place under the agriculture system and what have you. And I'm telling you, I had to agree with him. We are not going anywhere with some of the things the government is doing.
Caller, you mentioned him, and I listened to a program. He's usually on at the same time that I'm on. But for some reason, I saw his program online and I listened it. And that man was spot on with everything he was saying. Spot on with everything he was saying. I agree with it.
And let me tell you something. I am so ashamed. I am so heartbroken by our Prime Minister who will get up, dress properly, go to a radio station and make fun of we by saying PhD, and you give a new meaning of PhD, and people are looking at you internationally. Young people, you're trying to appease young people to come to you, right? When you're sending all these haters, all this hatred out there, right? To the young people, to young voters, and you're saying young people are the future? Can you have to do better than this? Come on, you have cow skin, you have a cow skin brain mentality. You need to stop all of this. You Your head is very hard, and listen to your elders, or else Grenada will sink under your administration. Yeah?
Yes, indeed, my
And
dear.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Donald Trump is not stupid. People think Donald Trump is stupid. He's not stupid. Donald Trump looking at him, seeing all the countries he's loving up and hugging up, and he's looking at us. And I'm telling you, more to come. So let he don't pay attention. Okay? Let he don't pay attention and think, well, okay, Grenada will get off the hook today or tomorrow. Joke you are make. Yeah? So my prime minister is no hatred from me. Change your ways, change your attitude, listen to the people, do better. Then you come with this polarist bullshit whatsoever, right? To blind our eyes. You tell me, can a hospital like this build in 3 years? Grenadians, come on, man. Sheldon, good night and listening to the last few minutes.
No, we will go for about another 20 minutes. That's not the last few minutes. Don't worry yourself. All right, my dear.
You understand?
Yeah,
You come with this, you come with this bullshit stupidness, not polarist, bullshit.
Oh God.
You understand?
Just in case one of the children up, we go be careful.
Yes, true. And then you want to double people's eye and attention with this thing. No, you tell me. You came on the scene when you said you're going to build 500 houses in 1 year with the same consolidated funds, right? And then you come with this Polaris, right, to build out of the same consolidated fund. Tell me, how is the economy, how this going to be sustained? You tell me.
That's the question that I was asking just night before. How will Grenada be able to sustain building 500 houses as well as Project Polaris? Because you're speaking hundreds of millions of dollars both directions. Project Polaris, you're speaking nearly the entire national budget, nearly a year's entire national budget.
Cripple the economy.
And 500 houses a year over 5 years. Again, you're speaking figures close to that. Where are we getting the money from? Especially with CBI going the direction it's going.
It's going, right? And the people is not paying attention. You stick to a party, oh, I love me prime minister, he this, he that, and you think, well, that is politics. Come on, Grenadians, we could do better than this. And this tribalism every day, the NDC, the NNP, you need to stop. Grenadians, stop and wake up. Listen to the issues. You understand? And sit down and address the issues that is facing us. Look at the health system. You're boasting about a brand new hospital, and you don't even have some gauze in the hospital if you get a little bruise. Huh? Just think about it. Nurse Maguire, good night. We're in the same system up here. Bye. Good night. Take care.
All right, my dear. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, indeed, caller. Don't be a stranger. Make sure you call again. Yes, indeed. Let's just give you a reminder that the MP for Carriacou and Petit Martinique here. Let me just give you a reminder. We'll talk about this other one this caller raised a little while. But let's just give you a reminder, yeah?
Answers to the parliament.
All right.
This is a parliamentarian.
Let me also ask you this.
I'm hoping that you're seeing the political mischief in this.
Watch face, eh? Only watch face, man. That is the MP. Arrogance.
That's what it's all about. Nothing else.
All right. Now let me also ask you this. There's allegations about contracts being handed out without the proper procedure. To do with and what are you to do? What do you have to say, or what do you have to say as in relations to that?
Sir, you are a journalist, and I know.
Well, I'm asking you, sir.
No, hold on. Listen I listen to you. Listen to the way I'm going with this. You're a journalist. I know you to be an educated person. If contracts are given in an improper way, as you put it, Tomit, then the public service that I know and the rules that are in the public service would not allow for that to happen. There are checks and balances in place. A minister can give.
That's why they changed the rules and they changed the way the public service. They have weakened the public service. That's exactly what they have done. Weaken the public service. You change the procurement rules, you change the personnel within different things from PSs in different places and senior administrative officers. They have weakened the system to make it vulnerable to what they're doing to it. As I said, it's a mafia running Carriacou.
process that must be followed. So let's deal with facts. Let's deal with and stop dealing with innuendos and gossips, and let's deal with reality.
So you say those allegations are not true? Simple as that.
My brother, as I said, you're a journalist, and I know you to be an educated person. Ministers can give out contracts, and there's a program.
All right, Minister, but let's move on. What?
Minister can give it out, but minister could affect who the contract is going to. Yeah, ministers could affect who the contract is going to, innit? Yeah? Mm-hmm.
Lost it with the police. This is the first time I'm speaking about it. 7 months later, I'll tell you a story. I lost it with the police after burial for many reasons. But the Top Hill Senior Citizen Home.
And folks, let's take the call in and between. Let's take the calls as they come in. Hello, good night.
Hi,
Hi, good night, caller. Go right ahead. You're live.
So I think I need to find out or something. But this woman, Carriacou, Amanda, or is it Jack or whatever her name?
Mm-hmm.
She's still in the election office?
Yes, she's still at the election office there. She was not removed. The Governor General has written about it, the supervisor of election, and she was not removed. But I dare say that is not the end of the story.
Yeah, because I find it's going a bit too long. Much too long, because this is saying something about the Governor General herself.
Mm-hmm.
She is not to be trusted.
And my friend, I would say that if Mrs. Jack had any decency, she would have resigned the position already, because she has brought the position into disrepute. The mere fact they have to write a letter and put on your thing, and it's that type of position, you should resign the position already. But they know what they're doing. They're there for a specific reason to carry out a specific plan. That's why they're not resigning.
That was my thought itself too. If I get rid of her, I'm not careful, they will succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just find that this is lingering too long.
And let's just clarify that when we say get rid of her, we mean from the position and nothing else, eh?
Yeah.
Position.
Of course.
You're not going to take with words and twist it. Yeah.
Of course. I'm not talking about anything violent.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. And then another thing that I had to really comment on is that in my defense, I had to say this. When the Prime Minister, he is a very educated man, but as far as I'm concerned, he saw as a very stupid person. He is not sensible at all with the comments that he's making.
But you never heard of an educated fool?
Well, he is one, definitely. Yeah. Right? For you to stand up and say all these other stupid things, you want the youths, and you standing up on a program and running out your mouth on them. I mean, who not with a real sense would come out and do something like that? And people is talking about, oh, the Prime Minister is this and is that, and he dresses nice. I can't really see him dressing nice. I don't see that at all, because somebody who dressing up with a sort of thing on top and no shoe on the foot, it's like a man dressed up with a tie and with the jacket and such and no tie. He is not completely dressed. I can't see it at all. I don't see no beauty in him. I'm sorry. I don't see it. I'm looking at the heart. And the heart is as black as the ace of spade. He is not a good person to be a Prime Minister. And I am hoping by the grace of God that God move him by the ballot in the next election. I wish it could be tomorrow. Let's get rid of him in the election. Completely off the election scene, off the political scene. And then from there, I pray to God that he and those that are doing the wrong things end up in the prison. This is what they deserve. And to seize the assets for all the wrong things they've been doing. Something had to be done. I had to make the comment. Good night.
No problem, brother. Yes, indeed, folks. And yeah, to speed this one up, let me get to the other part here.
And others. I just have to deal with them. Because it's people like Clevey and others who are the real heroes. Mrs. McLean. So when they tell you that the minister arrogant, and the minister cussed police. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So when they tell you that the minister arrogant and the minister cussed police, yes, I did. Yes, I did. And that was one of the reasons, out of many. So when they tell you that the minister arrogant and the minister cussed police, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
And folks, that was not the only situation, and I'm hearing of other situations where he repeated that sort of behavior. But then you hear the Prime Minister and them trying to cover up for him, isn't it? Yes, trying to cover up for him.
Or MPs, he may say, this is a generation of social media. So they talk on social media. Sometimes all they feel they're talking too much. They're a little too haughty. But when you're young, you have to have some passion and energy. And so sometimes you overstep the line. But
sometimes they overdo what? They overstep the line. So you know that he overstepped the line and you still took no action regarding that, eh?
And so sometimes you overstep the line. But if he gets criticized, he sobers up and he always says...
Also, he was drunk on power, so he sobers up. So he stepped over the line and he was drunk on power. So he sober up after, right? Nice. Let me see. Yeah, let me hear.
And energy. And so sometimes you overstep the line. But if he gets criticized, he sobers up and he always says, I will do better.
Yeah, I will do better. That is after you threaten to fire him, man. That is after you fire him. Yeah. You understand? Yeah, then that is why big man.
What these girls are doing, it's amazing. But I'm saying probably they may not be as good in the academics as as in the skills. But guys, come on, man, be serious, man.
Yeah, that is the two of them playing behind and the back, eh? Andy, don't take chance, boy. Them two man playing behind your back, they are do the same thing, eh? Yeah, that stop them, man, boy. Don't play behind my. Don't play in front, man. Don't play behind my back,
guys,
eh?
Come
Taking
on, man,
them
be serious,
chance.
man. Be serious. Right.
I laugh it too. Don't play behind my back, boy. I just. Don't play in front of me and don't play behind my back. I want to kind of thing taking place around with you. You're no man playing behind my back. I ain't played it that. Yes, indeed, folks. Folks, as I said, there was one more thing I wanted to mention with Carriacou before I ended. And next time I'm up, I'm hoping to get to go across to Petit Martinique. My Petit Martinican friends and family, I haven't forgotten you all. I do hope to get over to Petit Martinique the next time, which is soon that I'll be over. There is a move by this administration to acquire oceanfront property in Hillsborough and kick out people who have owned those property. I'm talking from the Regatta Jupa going a little south. From the Regatta Jupa, from the Regatta Jupa going north was government owned anyway. So from the Regatta Jupa, where the Regatta Jupa used to be, because it ain't nothing there again now, from the Regatta Jupa going south, that there's an intention to acquire that property and to build some sort of, I don't know, government does be building mall, but I hearing the intention is to build some sort of mall and that kind of thing. And you're trying to wonder what the thing is behind that. If it's some kind of con job or some kind of further criminal enterprise again that's taking place there. So there's the belief now that they're going to, not belief, they've actually been telling people that is what they're going and do, that they're going to acquire that piece of property and build some kind of mall and all this kind of thing, to the point of where some of their supporters say that they've already started saying that they want a boot inside there, and so they're going to prepare the paperwork and so, because they want a boot inside this proposed mall that is going to be built there. Since when the government does be building mall? I know private people build malls. So if they're going to buy it and hand it over to some private enterprise for them to build a mall there, that is one thing, but that will be, you're taking Carriacou people property to give to who? Is it some one of those people that you've probably gone over to the motherland to meet with, or somebody within the region that is funding your campaign that you are going to build that particular structure, and two, to operate. Because remember what they said, government is saying that it's no longer a situation that government providing the funds and you build. No, you have to come up with the design and everything, the project, the design, and so you have to get your engineers, and I hope it's real engineers and not those that didn't go secondary school. But you have to get your own engineers and them kind of thing, and you have to go and build the place, and so government, you get the approval from government, and you find your own money and build it, and then government will give you back your money. That's how they intend to do things. So it leaves it open to all sorts of manipulation, and that is what they want to do. So now they say they're going and build mall. I don't know what type of mall. And if as government you're going to build something, I would think that you would have enough sense to know, put it on high ground and don't put it there. The people that own the property, leave the people in the property. Let them develop their property in whichever way they see fit. If they decide they want to go and tie goat and sheep on it, it's their property. But to decide that you go in and take it to build a mall, or even to put a government building, is foolhardy and stupid. You're just a few feet away from the sea. A serious storm surge, you're building damage. A minor tsunami, you're building damage. You have a hurricane again, apart from the wind, the waves, the same storm surge kind of, you're damage. Anything, you're damage. So why should government go and invest any money in first acquiring and then building anything at that location? Tell me where that makes any sense to any of you. Because it's your money and my money to go in and use and do it, you know. When they acquire it, they have to pay the people at market value for the property. That's the law. They have to pay the people for it. And then whatever they're going to build there, as I told you, they're going to have to place it in somebody's hand or the other to go and do what they have to do there. Why do that to the people? Because it's not now people just come there after the hurricane and say they own property, you know. But again, it's the NDC government. They're doing whatever they feel like doing. Folks, I'm going to give you all probably about the next 5 minutes to call in. 421-7279 or 1473-440-7377. You can call me and we can have a chat. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Because what they're doing in Carriacou, nah. Yeah, no. And Carriacou people don't worry, the day is coming, you know. They may not realize it, but we know it. The day is coming. Yeah? The sun could run how much you want to run. The night does still reach, you know. Yeah. Folks, let me just throw this one out for you there. Mel's Blessed Hands Catering. They're having a barbecue luncheon on Saturday. And they have chicken, $20, pork, $25, fish, $25. Each meal includes garlic bread, potato salad, or garlic potatoes. Delivery or pickup is available. Call to order 404-8090. So 404-8090. All right, so that's a barbecue luncheon taking place this Saturday. And they have chicken, they have pork, they have fish. That's Mel's Blessed Hands Catering. All right, so give them a check out on that particular one. Give them a look at blight tonight. You understand how the thing does go. When you see people trying to help themselves, you have to try and help them. Yeah? And when you know unfair things have been done to people as well, you have to try and help them. So 404-8090. You could give them a call on Saturday. You want some barbecue, chicken, pork, fish. Yeah, you could give them garlic bread and thing. Yeah, and they deliver in and so. So you could give them a little call and so and organize yourself for that. Yeah? And folks, and on that last issue that the two callers before the last caller called on regarding the visa issue. It shows clearly now, because there were different people attached to the present administration that were trying to sell you the notion that that would only be the case with people who are holding CBI passports. Now we have found that these are Grenadian athletes that wanted to participate in the pen relays and cannot get a visa because they can't post the visa bond. That is a problem. Where's the Ministry of Sports in this? Listen, I could tell you how this would have happened under the new National Party. One, the application, everything would have been handled through a guy named Dr. Adrian Joseph. He would have contacted the embassy across there, and the application for them would have been done, and people would have been informed and everything that they're coming over and so on. And if there was a necessity for the visa bond, I know that an NNP administration in a situation like that would have covered the visa bond. Even if some minister had to pull it out their own pocket and say, hey, these two is from my area. I don't care if I had to stay Brooks are taking it and use it. Let us send them. I know ministers that would have done that and stay Brooks to make sure that those young people got the opportunity that they're getting to go and run in the pen relays. But the mere fact that they, and there are probably many others that are going through the same situation, we obviously would see a trailing off now of the number of people applying for US visas, understanding that this is hanging over their heads. But for those that still apply, I'm pretty sure that those 4 are not the only ones that have gone through that and that are ending up in a situation where they're being told, hey, you have to pay a visa bond or we're not giving you the visa, and killing their hopes of being able to go and perform in these games. Yeah? So this has to be looked at. And again, the US asked you a question. The first question they ask as soon as they come in, because they realize they're dealing with a weak group of people in Grenada, a weak government. They realize that. So the first question they ask them, will you take deportees? People that are not from Grenada, will you take them? Grenada said no. All right. They came to them. They said, hey, we're coming back to you all because we didn't think all you think it through properly. We all didn't take the deportees. Will you take the deportees? And now, will you also take a radar? The Prime Minister stall, he scratch his head, he scratch another part of his body, I wouldn't say on air. He do all kind of thing, he turn wrong, he thing, and extend the entire thing so that he could have gotten out of having to do that. He could have gotten out of having to install the radar. That came and it died a natural death because what had to take place in Venezuela has taken place and all of that. But he should remember that the American government on the morning, that Saturday morning, after the Venezuela incident, they stated clearly, all those who've been playing games with America are going to learn a lesson now. Don't play games with us. That they are going to learn not to play games with us. They were very specific in that statement, you know. And that was for countries like Grenada who are playing games with the United States. We've heard that Grenada has agreed now through Memorandum of Understanding to take the deportees. They've agreed. You notice we are hearing anything about it because either I had to come and raise it, or Andre Donald or Mr. Pierre had to come and raise it, or Jenny had to come and raise it. One of us had to come and raise it for it to become topical again before people realize they need to ask these questions. But what is the latest taking place with the deportees? You have government ministers coming before the media, and it's times like these I miss my good friend Linda Straker being fully well, because if Linda was 100%, I know she would have been out there and asking those kind of questions. Regardless of the minister, you are minister in cabinet, you're supposed to know what is taking place with the deportees that are supposed to be coming to Grenada. Do we have deportees? Next thing we have deportees here already and we don't know, you know. Next thing we seen some men here who obviously not Grenadian, some kind of funny name, all kind of thing, and they here. Next thing they hear already, because this government believes in having information in silos. We found out about the radar request 2 months after. A full 2 months is when we find out about the radar request. And that the refugee, that the situation with deportees was back on the table again. We found that out 2 months after. Nearly 3. So don't put it past these people that you probably have deportees here already. I wouldn't put it past them. Because we are hearing nothing. And you see, that's what they're trying to do again. they may once again be trying to fall into, let's just see if we could wait them out. So every time they come and they say they're getting ready to send some, we go use another excuse and another excuse and another excuse and another excuse. Like if Donald Trump and the US administration stupid and they realize all is stalling them. And then they are going to hit you with all kind of sanctions like what our young people are now going through. I've been to the United States already. I've been from everywhere from Washington, D.C. to New Mexico. I've been to the United States. But there are many young people that would like the opportunity to go there. You think they don't want to go to the Johnson Space Center or the Smithsonian Museum, or they don't want to go to a basketball game in the US and that kind of thing? They want to be able to do all of these things. And now, outside of that, they may want to go there to get an education. They may want to go there to start a business, doing stuff, getting stuff in the States and bringing down. So they may want to do that. That opportunity has been taken away from them due to the behavior of this government. If you wasn't doing it and you had been like a man and stand up and tell them, hey, we can't do it. These are the reasons we can't do it. That was one thing. But you try to string along the administration. To me, it's like if they're hoping that something happens to Donald Trump. That's my personal belief. That this administration hoping that something happened to Donald Trump. And hoping that when that happens, all of these things are going to be off the table. Because they're just trying to string them along. But they have to understand that there are consequences not only for them, because today is April 16th. Our dum-dum of a finance minister was supposed to be in the IMF meeting. He cannot go. He had no visa. All the other Caribbean countries, either their minister of finance, who might have been their head of state or whatever, but the minister of finance is in Washington, D.C. at the... Is it Washington? Yeah. They've gone to the IMF spring meeting. Ours can't go. Like he had to join via Zoom. And to make it look like they have a reason he can't go, the Prime Minister gone in Africa and put him as acting Prime Minister. So they go say, well, he couldn't go because he was acting Prime Minister of Grenada at the point in time. Nonsense. The US police visa. He can't go. He had to join via Zoom or WhatsApp chat. He can't go. And that's a bad thing because he's one of them that open him out and tell them, well, yeah, he's standing and take visa, all kind of thing. Now you hear this Prime Minister making all sort of statements. Even if he has his own philosophical beliefs, he has to understand that by espousing those philosophical beliefs on the world stage in the manner that he's doing it is causing the average Grenadian to pay the price. We are paying the price. And tomorrow we go realize what price we're paying when the new fuel costs come out as well. Folks, that's all the time for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you and everything you say and do. Do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and definitely not about you. Love each and every one of you. Let me find a nice Carriacou song to go out with, man. Yeah, I think I would take a nice instrumental tonight as I'm heading out. Do enjoy the rest. Yes, we will be on tomorrow night. We're on tomorrow night with more talking points. We have to talk about the unemployment rate. Yes, we have to talk about these letters that they're trying to give to these Imani trainees that are not, these Imani trainees are not going under the public service, as in the Public Service Commission. These Imani trainees are receiving a letter, basically it's like a letter of comfort. Like, hey, we hire you. That's all it is. Basically another contract that they're getting. It is not permanent employment. They are not bringing these people fully into the public service. And in some cases, it is being done to people who are over the age of 50 and have worked for over 15 years in the public service. Yeah, even if they have been on contract. And as such, these people should be qualifying for the 1958 pension. We're going to discuss that. I ain't going to get into it now. We're going to discuss that properly tomorrow night. So look out for that one. And we're going to be speaking about one or two other things as well. And a piece of Carriacou again. Because while I sit down here, I gain more information. All right, folks. As I said, that's all the time for tonight. Do enjoy the rest of your night. We will be on tomorrow with more talking points for you. Carriacou, Petit Martinique, me love you.